This intro is for the people who've seen the title of this video and said, alright, cool, what the hell is a Wawa? If you haven't lived in or visited these areas, that's understandable. Wawa is a Philly area-based convenience store where you can get day-to-day essentials, stock up on goodies for road trips, or make some tasty hoagies. They won't beat Primo's though, but no one expects them to. Besides custom orders, Wawa carries a variety of pre-made sandwiches and wraps, which I always get because I never have time to get a custom order. If you've lived in the Philly or Jersey suburbs when you were in high school, Wawa runs were always the thing to do when you were hungry, bored, or hungry and bored. A lot of the Wawas in my area used to look like this, but they've evolved from this primitive look to what are known as Super Wawas, which are the convenience store with the gas station attached to it. There are even unique Wawas, like this one with a retro look in North Wildwood, New Jersey, and the largest and what I'm assuming is the most expensive store being on 6th and Chestnut in Old City, Philadelphia. The selection of items from Wawa are almost endless, but I'm going to be doing a taste test and review of the 5 pre-made wraps that I was able to find at my local Wawas. These are the 5 different wraps I was able to find. I believe they sometimes do special ones depending on the season. This happens to be in the summer. If your Wawa has different ones, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. So here I have a chicken Caesar wrap, a honey maple ham and Swiss wrap, a turkey and bacon wrap, a buffalo chicken wrap, and a Chipotle chicken wrap. The goal for this video is to find the best tasting wrap, as well as which wrap is the healthiest or best to get based off of a calories per gram of protein ratio. First is the turkey and bacon wrap. It has 510 calories with 31 grams of protein, giving it a ratio of 16.45 calories per grams of protein. At first glance, this wrap seems like a normal wrap, but it also appears to be more lettuce than anything. I may be picky here, but when I first bite into a wrap, getting overwhelmed with a single ingredient is a turnoff. The first bite impressions weren't very good. It may just be the way the wrap was made, but the first bite mostly tasted like lettuce and bread. You get some taste of the bacon and garlic aioli in it, but not very much turkey. The cross-section of the wrap shows a different story though. You can clearly see the turkey breast, but I'm disappointed to see that the bacon is just ground up bacon bits and not a whole piece of bacon. Overall, this wrap wasn't very disappointing and I would probably buy it again. Up next, I have the buffalo chicken wrap. It has 320 calories and 25 grams of protein, giving it a ratio of 12.8 calories per gram of protein. At first glance, this wrap gives me mixed emotions. I'm very pleased to see chunks of saucy chicken breast up front, but it's overshadowed by what looks like old soggy lettuce. First bite impression of this wrap was better than the last one. You get a mouthful of chicken in that mild buffalo sauce, and the freshness of the lettuce complements it quite well. The cross-section of this wrap doesn't disappoint at all. You can see that it's almost all chicken. I don't believe this wrap has any cheese in it, but I think it would benefit from maybe a little bit of blue cheese, but I think maybe blue cheese is a bit too controversial to put in a mass-produced wrap. Overall, it's a solid choice. The calories per gram of protein ratio is really good for anyone trying to get some solid protein in on a calorie-restrictive diet. Third, I have the spicy Chipotle chicken wrap. It has 400 calories and 31 grams of protein, giving it a ratio of 12.9 calories per gram of protein. First impressions of this wrap is that the color looks good, but it also looks like a very loose wrap. I don't know what the difference is between this wrap and the white bread ones, but this one feels very crumbly in my hand. And just like the turkey and bacon one, this appears to be a very lettuce-forward wrap. The first bite impression of this wrap was weird. The wrap itself is very crumbly and grainy in your mouth, and the salsa used in this wrap has an overwhelming taste of bell pepper. And for something that is named spicy, it's very disappointing. I would say this is just as mild as the buffalo wrap. The cross-section confirms my previous statement. This wrap is packed with lettuce. You can see the chicken, but it's also just smothered in the salsa. I'm not a huge fan of this wrap. It's a good healthy choice. It's about on par with the buffalo chicken wrap, but I don't think you'll want to be burping up bell pepper for the next 2 hours. I had to literally cleanse my palate after that Chipotle wrap. The taste of the bell pepper was just way too overwhelming to give these next 2 wraps a fair shake. Next I have the chicken Caesar wrap. It has 450 calories and 31 grams of protein, giving it a ratio of 14.52 calories per gram of protein. First impression of this wrap is that it's packed with grilled chicken. I know Wawa is now doing take-home entrees, so I wonder if that grilled chicken is the same that what goes into this wrap. Let me know if I should review their take-home entrees in another video. The first thing I thought of when I took a bite of this wrap was how impressed I was with the chicken. Compared to the other wraps with chicken in it, you can actually taste the grilled chicken. The Caesar dressing in this wrap is tangy, and the Parmesan gives it a nutty taste. One thing I am happy about is the lack of lettuce. This isn't a Caesar salad with chicken wrap, this is a chicken wrap with Caesar dressing. The cross section proves my initial impressions were correct. This is the most chicken-packed wrap I've ever had from Wawa. The pieces of chicken in this wrap are bigger than Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets. It's just wall-to-wall chicken. I decided to investigate further to get a better look at the chicken, and just look at it. It's actually sliced grilled chicken breast and not little chunks. I'm genuinely impressed by this wrap. Lastly, I have the newest wrap, the Honey Maple Ham and Swiss wrap. It has 390 calories and 27 grams of protein, giving it a ratio of 14.44 calories per gram of protein. First impression of this wrap is that it's thick and tightly wrapped, which is a good sign. The meat, cheese, and lettuce seem to be in a good ratio as well, and there isn't too much of anything. One thing that stood out is that this wrap has a very interesting, sweet, smoky, and tangy smell. The first bite impression was the most interesting out of all the wraps I've had in this video. You can taste the smokiness of the ham, which pairs beautifully with the maple flavor and the sweet honey. The mustard sauce that's in this wrap cuts through the heaviness of the Swiss, and the lettuce rounds out the flavors. The cross section of this wrap looks just like the top end in the beginning. It seems like this wrap has everything in perfect proportion throughout. I am very, very impressed with this wrap, and it's something I would definitely consider buying whenever I stop at Wawa. So it's time for the verdict. The turkey and bacon wrap was average, the flavors are inoffensive, and it would be a good go-to for someone who's turned off by the other wraps. The Chipotle chicken wrap had an overpowering bell pepper flavor and lacked in spiciness, but it's still a good healthy option though. The buffalo chicken wrap is the best when it comes to the most protein per calories. It's definitely a go-to wrap for gym goers. The Caesar chicken wrap and the honey maple ham and Swiss wrap are two of my favorite wraps out of this group. They are both packed with meat and don't overwhelm you with lettuce. They're a little higher in calories than the other wraps, but they definitely make up for it in the satisfaction that you get. In the comments, let me know if you've ever had these wraps before and which one's your favorite. Also, let me know what I should review next.